Azimio la Umoja leader Raila Odinga could be the first occupant of the proposed office of the leader of official opposition if an amendment to the Constitution sails through. A draft Constitution amendment bill proposes an alteration to Article 92 of the country's supreme law to create the offices of official leader of opposition and a deputy nominated by the party or coalition of parties that garners the second highest number of votes in a presidential contest. As Francis Gashuri reports, the draft bill proposes a list of functions for the office holder, some similar to those of the president, including being a symbol of national unity and addressing Parliament at least once a year.
The Constitution enacted in 2010 drew the curtains on the position of official leader of opposition and assigned Parliament and other independent bodies the task of keeping in check the government of the day. 12 years later, the clamor for constitutional changes is on to, among other things, reintroduce the office of official leader of opposition. President William Ruto, in a memorandum dated 9th of December 2022, addressed to the speakers of the two chambers of Parliament, the National Assembly and the Senate, proposed amendments to the Constitution to establish the office of Leader of Opposition 4 months after the State House contest. Some constituent parties in the opposition team Azimio la Umoja coalition party are also working on a bill seeking to amend Article 92 of the Constitution to create the offices of official leader of opposition and a deputy. In the draft bill seen by Citizen TV, the proposed official leader of opposition shall be nominated by a political party or coalition of parties that garnered the second highest number of votes in the presidential election. The deputy leader of opposition in the proposed bill will also be appointed in a similar fashion, including the nominating party being required to obtain at least 25% of all members of the National Assembly. The opposition chief shall, if the bill sails through, assume office from the date the new president is sworn in, with the term ending after a subsequent presidential election. Like the head of state, the proposed leader of opposition shall be immune from prosecution during his or her tenure of office. President Ruto, in his proposal to establish the office of official leader of opposition, has not identified the functions that will be assigned to the office holder. The Azimio draft bill proposes a list of functions for the opposition leader, top among them being a symbol of national unity and ensuring transparency and accountability in government. The opposition chief will also be tasked with the responsibility of scrutinizing, criticizing and making suggestions to improve legislation, policies and financial proposals by the government. The office holder will also be required to survey, appraise and criticize the government in its administration, ventilating citizen grievances, examining government expenditure and probing public accounts, as well as seeking information and clarification from the government on its policies and directives will also be functions of the official leader of opposition. To ensure transparency in appointment of commissioners and members of independent bodies, the bill proposes that the opposition leader appoints a representative to select committees recruiting such commissioners. Just like the president, the bill proposes that the opposition leader address a special sitting of Parliament once every year or any other time and submit a report for debate by lawmakers on all measures taken and progress made in holding the government to account on matters governance. The bill proposes that the opposition leader's office be funded from the exchequer and have powers to mobilize funds from other sources including donor agencies. With Parliament on recess until February next year, the proposed creation of official leader of opposition remains in the air, pending the formal tabling of a constitutional amendment bill. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.